Hey, hello everyone, French Vinyl Addict on another vinyl haul video. It's late of October and I will be talking about all the records I bought this month. So my project to save some money for Den Bosch has obviously failed, and I had lots of opportunity, to buy some records this month. Let's put it like this, and it was a really pleasure. First of all, I met up with Steve. He came over to Montreal for spent a weekend 2 weeks ago. So we spent some 3 hours together. Going to some local stores. We visited 2 places actually. We went together earlier this month. I also took a small trip to Burlington, Vermont. Visited my 2 favorite places when it comes to go for record shopping, and they were this record show in Montreal last weekend. So we'll be talking about all that in today's episode. But first of all, I'm making a shout out to Shawn, Vinyl Dreamscape. That's the name of his channel. Very good contributor. Great music taste in general. Probably a soft spot for for post-punk rock, post-punk garage rock from 60s and 70s. Great guy, Shawn. Check out his channel. I will put a link in the description. If you watch my channel, if you watch my streams, you probably already have noticed Shawn's appearance, participation on my streams. Very nice person as well. As I said, sorry. It's if you watch Stunty's channel or Dom, it's always interesting what he brings to the table, so to say. So without further ado, let's start with the first of that long batch of records. So this video might be a little bit longer than usual. Sorry about that, but I found so many interesting stuffs, and I will start with the first one. This is something very unusual, as I said. Unusual because I don't have a lot of such music. This is a new release. I bought it on Bandcamp. Just arrived last week. Stunty talked about this project as well. This is Étrange de l'Air, and in a way this is a very without too much makeup. Let's put it like this, direct, fresh blues rock with obviously some African influence. They come from Sahel, I think. So it's interesting. I didn't even discover them by watching Study's stream. Was sort of recommendation on my feed, on my YouTube music feed, and I was also checking all the bands they played at the festivals. We do have several festivals, summer festivals here in Montreal and Quebec City, and they took part on several. So really nice, as I said, if you like this kind of stuff. Then the next one is a VCLT from Steve. Steve came over, as I said. He gave me this copy, so thank you, Steve. Really interesting as well. This is Ian Roger John Lord's Deep Purple, classically trained, one of the project they had with the London Symphony Orchestra, and he was classically trained. There were several of those concerts, I think even available on DVD, and he participated with Roger Glover, bass player, and Ian Pace, classic members of the MK2 Deep Purple. Yvonne Elliman, you remember maybe about her if you have the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. She had a song on that one as well. So this is some classical meat rock kind of stuff. Interesting. So thank you very much, Steve, for this very cool present. Then I went to Montreal. I had a little bit of time off earlier this month, so it took me the opportunity to go a little bit elsewhere where I usually go, like the Mile End, for instance, neighborhood. And I had to pick up some record for some people I will meet up with at the Den Bosch. They were in this store called Sonorama, and I practically never go there, in this pity, because they have some cool stuff as well. And I found this one. This is Ultravox first ever releases, late '77. Came out this one much different from what they will be doing once Midjure took the lead, you know, from 1980 onwards with Vienna, which is much more like almost a German, you know, production because of Connie Plank's involvement. So yeah, back to the track. This is way different, as I said. This is John Fox. John Fox was a leader of the band back in the days. They made 3 albums before he decided to give up. And yeah, I rediscovered this one, and it's quite interesting. It's you know, lots of catchy melodies. It's post-punk, almost as I say, way different from you know, from the Lament, Vienna stuff they will do in the future. But yeah, still very interesting. So I will rediscovering this era of Ultravox, and I maybe overlooked this one because, you know, when you discover the whole catalog, you maybe focus on where they had most success, and yeah, it's pretty bad because it's definitely worth a visit. Ultravox first album as Canadian press. Then they have in that store still Sonorama. They have a pretty decent world music section, you know, Brazil, Africa, and they even had a Poland section, believe it or not, Poland. And I'm always interested to find out about Polish music, Polish prog. Still very affordable prog, Poland, and this is the one band I'm really I'm always happy to find good reference of. SBB. SBB stands for Szukaj, Borsh I Buduj, which can be translated as search, break up, and build. So it gives you maybe the concept of the band. They used to partner with Czesław Niemen, a very iconic figure in Poland. I do have several albums as well. So this is this is their first one. Prog, but not that symphonic prog kind of way. Yeah, the song that covers the entire side B is almost experimental, really. So yeah, it's New Horizons. That's an album in 1975, released in 1975. Original, yeah, first press, you know, iconic press from Muza, Polskie Nagrania. I do have some Polish origin, so I can read. I think I can pronounce the letters. I think the words or the sentence, but I not really can understand. But my pronunciation is not that bad, but I don't understand really. I cannot really like talk, you know, in Polish. So SBB, a very important band when it comes to prog, progressive music in Poland. Then something a little bit much more common, as I said, we were with Steve. So this is the one I found, or I purchased the day Steve came over. We went together at au33 Tours, the biggest store we here in Montreal. And yeah, this is something not very rare, you know, very typical Octobre, a sort of prog Québécois, but yeah, in a way poppy, very accessible, mainstream, tailored something. So not that crazy, you know, not that too experimental, and you can pretty much find everywhere those kind of stuff. I paid $12, so Canadian dollars, which is probably $8 US. So yeah, it's something like very common. So yeah, this is what au33 Tours, and then we head for another place called Freeson Rock, which is very next door, 33 Tours. Smaller shop, obviously. Au33 Tours is the biggest place by far we have here in Montreal, but still at Freeson they have a decent prog, heavy metal section. And then they leather rifle bins you can find sometimes, like used vinyl, nice reference prog rock or heavy hard rock stuff. And they also have a small section used vinyl, which is probably 10% of the store, what they physically keep at the site on the store. They also sell it online. And yeah, I found this one. This is a French singer-songwriter, very simple, like like typical early 70s folk songs, voice, guitar, not too exotic. And yeah, paid $8, and it's a very good condition. Canadian press, but it's a French artist, French album, released early 70s. Yeah. Then Steve had some plans, so I continue on my way back home. I made a stop on the last place I usually like to go there, Beatnick Records. They always have something very interesting, great 50s sections, I must admit, rockabilly, country, Franco section, really cool Franco section, French artists displayed alongside those with Quebec local artists. They all sing in French, so pretty decent sections. And they have like 7 or 9, I think, late arrival bins at the entrance, so they always find something interesting there, no question about that. I found that one. This is a Chico Buarque de Hollandia. This is a Brazilian singer. What a great voice he had. Sort of compilation of, this is a double album of songs he made prior the political situation happening in Brazil. So this is a 66 song he made between 1966 and 1967 or 8 something. And what a great voice he had. He's also a writer, so he had a tremendous career. Chico Buarque, it's always interesting to find some stuff. The next one is back to the UK, early 80s. This is a third album by a.k.a. the Bunnymen. I really like a.k.a. the Bunnymen, as I often mention. This indie rock, early 80s. Heaven Up Here is probably one of my favorite albums. As an ensemble, it really works well. This one, they had a massive hit with the Cutter, which is the opening track on side 1. Not sure if it has a little bit, if it sold a little bit more than Heaven Up Here. Killing Moon that comes on the next one, 1984. Will be there. Massive hit. It's always interesting. I didn't have this one on my collection. This is an OG, not UK press. I think that there is no UK press. I think when I was like doing a little bit of searchings, there is this European press, UK, France, Germany. So yeah, for some reason, on Corcova label, there is no UK press. There is only this, Corova label. Probably they only made those records at one place in Europe. Yeah. If anyone knows about that. So yeah, this is Montreal, and earlier this month, as I said, I took a quick trip to Burlington, Vermont. We are not that far from the US-Canadian border over here, so I usually go there to spend an afternoon or something. And my 2 favorite places when it comes to buying records are Winooski, Auton Records, that's the name of the place. Winooski, that's in the suburb of Burlington, and in Burlington, downtown, Burlington Records, that's the name of the place I usually go to. And so starting with Auton Records, I have found some interesting stuff as well. So Electric Prunes, recently made a video about my personal selection of underrated psych albums, and there was a success. So once again, thank you everyone. Got like 4,000 views and lots of people, so I get lots of comments obviously under this video, and lots of people were mentioning about this band, the Electric Prunes, and I didn't have a copy yet of this album, Underground. and it is a must-have. It is a must-have when you have like when the late 60s American psych rock is your rabbit hole. You are getting into this. It has to be a must-have. Something you really have to give a fair hearing to. The Electric Prudes, very accessible, catchy melodies. This is an OG press I got on the Reprise Records, so really happy. Then something quite different. This is a French press, and didn't know much about, but you know, I just had Fred on the phone. I was like digging for records, and I was like chatting with Fred, and he knew about this artist, Verto, recorded in the 75 in the southwestern part of France. Very experimental, very avant-garde, so not for everyone's taste, but took it back home, and I think I need to explore this one a little bit more. I think it takes several hearings. Then still at Alton Records, Phil Manzanera, so you know this guy being part of the Roxy Music, way different, since this one is more fusion with a touch of avant-garde. Only when you take a look at the personal, it's simply amazing. So John Whedon, Brian Eno, Robert Wyatt, Ian MacDonald. So it's and I paid $10. I paid $10 since it's the US press on Atco, which has a bad reputation of not being the audiophile version. If you see what I mean. I don't have any problems. It's funny on the Wikipedia article they say they imported lots of UK press island released on the island, since this was considered to be poor quality. I don't have any problems, and I cannot compare. I don't have a copy of this UK press, so but I'm fine. I'm totally fine. And for $10, you know. So the next store. Then I went to Burlington Records, downtown Burlington, and it was really funny. As I was stepping inside the store, I had Fred, you know, and because of the huge time difference, Fred lives in Australia, so for me it was like middle of the afternoon, and for Fred like early morning. He was on his way to going to work, and we started to chit chat together as I was like flicking through the bins. And then we went. I was trying to get more information, since I know Fred loves music from Brazil, Caribbean, and this is where I bought in that store an album he recommended to me, Arthur Verocai, or Arthur Verocai. The original. This is a reissue on Mr. Bongo. Obviously, the original album came out in '72. Perfect blending bossa nova, jazz, really smooth, really very nice, very how can I say this, when you need to calm a little bit your nerves after a long day of work, you just play this record, and it's all the stress disappeared. It's pretty cool. Then they had several of those Mr. Bongos releases in the crate, so I also got that one. This is a Cuban psychedelic, with Afrobeat stuff, and certainly was a massive source of inspiration, since I grew up listening to lots of cheesy Schlager, German stuff in the late 70s, early 80s stuff. And it was certainly a massive source of inspiration for disco, late 70s in the US. As I said, the exotic music they tried to produce in Germany back in the days. So interesting. And the last one I bought there, also Fred recommended to me, a good surprise, Ghetto Brothers. What is Ghetto Brothers? They were young lads. from the Bronx in the US, early 70s. This is 72. And really interesting. On side one, they did several pop songs, you know, with a little bit of exotic or funky touch, but it's mainly pop a la Beatles, 70s, albeit 70s. But on side two, all bets are off. Those guys had Puerto Rico origin, and you can really feel where maybe their parents or their grandparents came from. So they are not afraid to assume that they came from this place. So it has this rhythm you can also hear on certain Dominican Republic music. Really interesting, really great album. Really glad that they released this one. Okay, and yeah, as I said, last batch, and as I said, sorry, the today's video is a little bit longer than usual. There were this record show in Montreal last weekend. About 35 vendors, mainly from Montreal, Quebec City, and some of them came from Ontario, St. Catharines, so not too far from Niagara Falls, but mainly Quebec. Lots of people. 10 a.m. was already crowded, so very hard to access. So it was a success on many levels, I think. I found some interesting stuff. Starting with not a grail, because it's something it's probably a grail, since it's to quote once again, band ranking, something that I didn't have, I never thought I would find, but I found it. So to say, they were this guy originally from France, just like myself, and what he did in the 90s, in the early 2000s, he was purchasing import hip hop rap stuffs from France and on vinyl, so really sought after things. Now lots of reissues, re-releases are on the market of those early mid 90s hip hop bands. But you know, back in the days, it was all about CD, starting from probably 95 up until 2005, were all about CD. And now finding no general press of those bands is really hard, or its prices are skyrocketing sometimes. And the guy, as I said, he has that one on the bin, but not only this one. And what I'm holding is the French press, the original French press from 1993 of a very iconic band, I Am. They were mainly two bands, hip hop bands in the 90s in France. One from Paris, NTM, and I Am from Marseille, the southern part of France. And they paved the way for the next generation. They were so iconic, and I literally grew up listening to this album. This is their original album, as I say, 1993. I had it on CD, as I said. I bought the CD probably 2001 or 2002, something. No, 2004. About this one on CD. It came out as a double CD. Vinyl, you have 4 discs, so a double album, 2 volumes, 4 discs. And it's how important they were back in the days, starting to have a massive mainstream exposure, while being very true, you know, like talking about the situation, their history as immigrants, because they were probably all born. They were a group of 6 people, but they were all born in France. But you know, their parents or grandparents immigrated to France, so they talk about, you know, the post-colonialism situation in France, their lives in Marseille, all the problem those young people had to deal with back in the days, with some humor, with some huge sense of humor. The text, of course, you have to speak French to understand, to grasp the essence. They read lots of books. The 2 leaders, those 2 guys, he was very crazy about Taoism, so Chinese culture. He was from Italy originally, but he read lots of books about Egypt culture, and you can feel really this all these influences blend in sort of must have. Yeah, when you old school hip hop, French old school hip hop from the early 90s, this is a must have. So really glad I never thought I could find this original press. Has been re-released on vinyl 2018 something, yeah, but this is the original press I got. Amazing. Couldn't believe my eyes. And yeah, I found other stuff there at the fair, at the show. For instance, this is a Japanese heavy, early 70s. I'm on the lookout for years. I've been on the lookout for years for their other album. When you see on the cover, you know, they were like riding some you know, in the morning, half naked. I will try to put a picture. And yeah, Fred mentioned this one as well. Yeah, it's basically a la Black Sabbath, Japanese, incredible voice singer has. So took it back home. And yeah, I'm not going too long because I don't want this video to be like 1 hour long. I found also this one. This is a Morse code transmission, and Morse code. Yeah, they had other. This is the first part of their career. Interesting. It's a completely different Morse code. That if you watch my video, you may remember I talked about their albums they did later when they sing in French. They are prog, like symphonic prog a la Genesis. This is completely different. This is their very early material they came up with. It's more psychedelic, Steppenwolf, organ beats, you know, early 80s. This old nitty-gritty sound, way different. And they sing in English, so it's like they totally change their mind at a certain point of their career. And yeah, I was on the lookout for this record for quite a few months. I also found this one on the booth on the same on another table. Jade Warrior, once again, original Canadian press, early 70s psych rock with a Jethro Tull influence, for instance. Really cool. Yeah, back in the late 70s, classic Talking Heads, 79, produced by Brian Eno. Yeah, managed to create some ambient disco with disco rhythm, Afrobeat, while remaining a rock album, while remaining a new wave album. So this is an original with embossed cover, US release. Really glad I could find. Now something, yeah, has been on my one list for forever. This is a curiosity, a weird project. Robert Calvert was involved. He initiated, by the way. Robert Calvert. So Hawkwind, part of the Hawkwind entourage at some point. This is a sort of bizarre concept album he came up with, 75. Story. This guy, this German prime minister or a war minister, whatever, he wants to purchase some jet fighters, but the jet fighters are not up to scratch. Let's put it like this. So this is the old story about the craziness of buying stuff, or you know, those guys, those pilots, they want to be part of the adventure, and many will pass away. So crazy. So you have like speech sandwich between the songs. Songs are like goes in every direction. Lemmy plays bass, so it has like this Hawkwind. That's a Lemmy Hawkwind era. So this space rock kind of feeling. Brian Eno plays as well. Arthur Brown even helped. So yeah, really interesting. So yeah, New Order, Substance, you know, the iconic compilation, two albums. Yeah, gather all the singles they made from 1981 when they formed right after Joy Division, and up until 87. Probably every song is a banger. They're all killer, no filler. So yeah, And yeah, last but not least, the one who what concludes this today's selection, and what a great one, the classic album from Gene Clark, No Other, the one he made in '74 on the Asylum label. What a great one. Pretty much love everything Gene Clark made right after he left the Byrds. What he made with the Byrds, no question about that. But right after, you know, starting with the Goldstein Brothers, banjo player Duke Dillard, the two albums they made together, and the White Line Roadmaster, the two albums came out right before this one. And yeah, this one's a little bit different, as it's on another label, Asylum label, considered by many as his masterpiece. Yeah, it's very, very worth a detour. So lots of record, as I said. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next chapter. Bye bye.